هنا صدق حلمي وبدأ قالوا عني زمان موهوم بيضيع وقت. لا يوم سلمت ولا استسلمت ووقعت وقمت وامبارح غير دلوقت. هنا قلبي من جوا ده اللي بيديني القوة، في طريقي مشيت وأديني سبق. تقدر تطير من غير جناحات وياك تقول ما خلاص الوقت فات. شوف الجيات وانسى الرايحات، حبة طموح وهتعمل معجزات. تقدر تطير من غير جناحات وياك تقول ما خلاص الوقت فات. شوف الجيات وانسى الرايحات، حبة طموح وهتعمل معجزات. من هنا قررت بعد ما فكرت امشي عالصعب، وعرفت انا لما كبرت ان اللي تفكر في ازمة كان خوفك منه ملوش لازمة. واديك عالصعب قدرت، شفت ازمات ومواقف ملاش عد.
How are you?
بس
Part 2.
بتقوي
We will discuss today about lesson 1 about oscillatory motion. Let's start. First, the motion have two types, which are transitional motion. Transitional motion, we took it before. It's a motion of the car that transfer from one point to another point, or like you when you move inside the class, you move from one point to another point. It's called transitional motion. And the other type is called periodic motion. This motion have two types, which are oscillatory motion and wave motion. Today we are talking about the oscillatory motion, lesson 1, and lesson 2 we'll talk about wave motion. Oscillatory motion like what? Like pendulum. Remember the pendulum or simple pendulum? Yeah, it's oscillatory motion. What means with oscillatory motion? Here it's a transitional motion. It's a motion of the object when it transfers from one point to another. And of course it have initial position or starting point and ending point. But the periodic motion like this one, it's a motion here. It's periodic motion. It's second type. It's a motion of the object that's repeated regularly. What's meant by repeated? Yeah, repeated, that it's continuous do it. Like heartbeats, it's also periodic motion. Like wave motion, look at the wave, it's repeated regularly. Also like simple pendulum, it's also repeated regularly in equal period of time. Here we have two examples of periodic motion. One is called oscillatory motion. Lesson 1 about oscillatory motion, it's one of periodic motion, and the other wave motion. Let's start with oscillatory motion. Of course, oscillatory motion is type of what? Yeah, it's type of periodic motion. So it's a motion that repeated regularly at equal period of time. And oscillatory means the object that move repeated regular of time but around the rest point. Like the Discovery, when you ride the Discovery in Dream Park, yeah, you ride the Discovery and you go up and down and so on. So it's like simple pendulum here. You will move around the rest point, like the swing. You know the swing? Yeah, it's also move up and down and around the wrist points. Also like stretch the string, who make piano or guitar and so on. So we have a lot of examples for oscillatory motion, like pendulum, like tuning fork. This one, it's this fork, look here. Yeah, this fork make vibration around the wrist point. And spring, look here, is a spring. Yeah, it's this repeated regularly around the wrist point in equal period of time but around the wrist point. stretched string also here. Yeah, it's also هو play violin or piano. Yeah, or guitar. It's stretched string that move in equal period of time and around the wrist point. Okay. After that we have motion of a swing. Motion of a swing. Yeah, the swing move in equal period of time and repeated regularly but around the wrist point. We took before that the kinetic energy have a rule. What is the rule of kinetic energy? You remember? Yeah, half mv squared. And the kinetic energy is directly proportional with the mass and the square of the speed. So remember the simple pendulum here? When you go up to point P and C, the velocity decreases till reach zero, and the kinetic energy also decreases as the velocity is directly proportional with kinetic energy. And when it go down, like when you ride discovery, when you go down pass through the rest point A, yeah, it's maximum velocity or maximum velocity or maximum kinetic energy. So when asked you maximum kinetic energy at the A, which is called the rest point, and minimum kinetic energy at B and C. So here, look, the maximum velocity at, yeah, of course, at A, and maximum kinetic energy also at A because they are directly proportional with each other. And the kinetic energy here is vanish or equal zero at B and C at maximum height. You know that it's rotary B? Yeah, it's a motion, it's a periodic motion because it's repeated regularly at equal period of time, but it's not a oscillatory motion as it not rotate around the rest point. Here is the graph of oscillatory motion. It look like up and down, it look like it's called harmonic motion, as we could draw it on the curve or graph like that. It's like up and down motion, so it's called harmonic or simple harmonic motion. It's the simplest type of motion. And the properties of oscillatory motion, we will discuss it inshallah next video. Thank you.
بعد ما فكرت امشي عالصعب وعرفت انا لما كبرت ان اللي تفكر في ازمة كان خوفك منه ملوش